combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. But it's not just any episode, you guys. This is the 100th episode. And I have a very special surprise for everybody that is on here today. So stay tuned for that. So, JimmyRants.com is the website if you want to engage in the conversation. We start off on Instagram, so go follow me on Instagram at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. And once you're there, you can engage live like all these beautiful people that have come in here today. Watch the replay for up to 24 hours on Instagram, and then we pop it on over to YouTube where you can access all the past episodes. Today is episode 100. So you got a lot of episodes to get caught up on YouTube. And then we also have a Jimmy Rants podcast where you can see the best of the best moments from this here show. So today's Jimmy Rants, since it's episode 100, is all about a topic that I think will be of great interest to people that are interested in ketogenic diets, who are enthusiastic about keto and have had a life change happen as a result of it. So perhaps that's you. Maybe you've had a great weight loss success story. Maybe you were able to come off of some medications that you've been taking. Maybe you've been able to overcome some disease that you thought you would have to be stuck with for the rest of your life. Maybe your brain health has improved dramatically since you switched over to a ketogenic diet. Maybe you've been able to control your epileptic seizures thanks to eating keto. So one way or another, you've gotten some miraculous change in your health as a direct result of going ketogenic. And now you're trying to tell other people about it. So the question today that we're seeking to answer is, how do I share keto? It sounds so weird to have to come up with, how do I share keto? What do you mean, how do I share keto? I just share it. Well, not everybody has the kahunas to just out and out say, well, here's what it is. And then what about certain circumstances? How do you handle certain circumstances as it relates to a ketogenic diet? And how it could help somebody in their particular circumstance. So many variables. I want to talk about that in detail, but I'm going to tease you right now. If you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, or if you're watching YouTube right now, I have a very special surprise at the very end. You've got to watch it all the way to the end, you guys, or you won't be able to see the surprise. But you're going to want to stick around. This is the biggest thing I've ever done as far as a prize. So stay tuned. Okay. So that's coming up in a few minutes. So how do I share keto? Well, first of all, be the example. So if you're the example and you live by example in the way that you eat, you live by example in the way that you're living your day-to-day life, it's one thing to say you're about keto, but if you're not living keto, you're not really a good example. If you're showing people how to do this and you're giving them information on how they can do this, that's going to speak louder than probably anything else that you could do. Because when the time comes and they have questions about it and they want to know more about what this keto thing is all about, guess who their guru is going to be? It ain't going to be Jimmy Moore. It's going to be you. So you've got to be ready to share when the time comes. And here's the thing. I just got done talking with a friend whose mom is on a statin medication, and she is sort of kind of curious about keto, but still has questions. And I consulted her about making sure that she's always present there, ready to give the answer when the time comes, because you got to keep in mind, people are on different points in their journey right here. And so if they're not ready right here to make that change, the change ain't going to happen. You can give them all the information in the world. You can show them studies and randomized controlled, double blind. It doesn't matter to them because they're not ready. So if you stand ready and are there for them when they do need you, you got to be ready at that point. So how else can you share? You can get on social media and start a channel. You can start a blog. You can start a podcast. You can do all kinds of things that would get the message out there. You could, within your circle of friends, if the topic of discussion comes up of diet and or health, you could gently say, hey, have you heard about this keto thing? It's making all kind of headlines. Have you heard about this keto? You know anything about keto? And just see what people have to say, see what they've heard about it. And whenever I've done this, sometimes, and people don't know who I am, I'll say, yeah, I've heard about this keto thing. What have you heard? Oh, it's that high protein diet. I go, well, would it surprise you to learn it's actually a high fat diet? It's pretty wild. People are losing weight and getting healthy, eating a lot of fat. And so you open their eyes that way, and it's one way you can share. I think we try to make this harder than it really is, though. How do you share keto? You just share it, and you do it within the context of your day-to-day. I don't think we need to say, okay, everybody, I am about to share about the low-carb ketogenic diet. Listen up now, hear ye, my peoples. No, we're not going to do it in that way. You're just going to share. You're going to share as it comes up in life. But the thing is, you've got to be ready, and you've got to be educated. It's one reason why I try to write books that put this at a consumer level. So Keto Clarity, I wrote the book that I wish I had when I started eating this way. And it was written in layman's language by design so that people could easily understand what a ketogenic diet is. So educate yourself, read books, listen to podcasts, watch crazy people on Instagram Live like you're doing right now, or on YouTube if you're watching the replay. Do all those things, because at the end of the day, your knowledge will become power to someone else. Because when you share with them, you're empowering them to then take this message and do something with it in their life, either for their weight or for their health or for their longevity or for their mental health. There's so many reasons why people go keto. But you might be their inspiration. You might be the one that gets them going. Now, I'm very fortunate because I wrote a very famous book in this world that people tell me all the time, Keto Clarity changed my life, and it totally awakened me to what I did not know about my health. But you can do that in your own way. You don't need a book to do that. You could be the book. You could live the book and be that resource for people. So how do you share keto? You live by example, and you're there for them when they need you. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. And don't forget, big surprise coming up at the end. Hello, Joette. Thanks for being here. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Hello from Norway. Thank you for being here, Liv. Wanda, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow, lots of people here today. Hello, Lindy. Thanks for being here. Hello, Ashton. Happy 100 episodes. Yeah, in case you missed it, this is the 100th episode of Jimmy Rants, which is why I have a big surprise for everybody at the end. Bullock in 2018 says, daughter-in-law was sharing and a friend responded negatively. Oh, that's just Atkins, like it's a dirty word. She was wasn't sure how to respond. So that's not uncommon, by the way. After the Atkins diet passed and paleo came around, oh, that's just Atkins. And then various things came around, and yeah, Atkins was spilled out there as like an A word of, oh, you don't want to, that's the Atkins diet, as if that's bad. But it was so tainted by the media after Dr. Atkins died. They said, oh, he died of his own diet, and so therefore, anytime a low-carb diet comes out, we're going to call it Atkins as a bad word. I think that's changing a little bit now. People realize Dr. Atkins was not quite the quack they thought he was. He was way ahead of his time. But yeah, they do try to pull that stuff that Atkins is a negative thing. Ashton says, I just got a copy of Keto Clarity and the Keto Cure. Thank you. Enjoy those. Yes, preach it, Melissa says. Always. Have some resources you can point them to, books like yours, websites, etc. Yes, L. Andrew, always have those at the ready. I like telling people about dietdoctor.com. It's a really good resource from a great friend of mine, Dr. Andreas Ienfeld. So he's a great resource. I'm going to get in trouble naming resources, but he's a big one that's out there that if they Google something about keto, they're going to find dietdoctor.com. But there's so many great podcasts and everything. Bonnie Lene, sharing is caring, always. Lindy, Keto Teacher Mom, says, be the billboard. Lindy, you're doing that. You're the billboard to the people in your life. So thank you for that, and keep spreading the message. Nancy, Virginia Beach, I try to share gently but consistently. I plant the keto seeds and hope that they grow. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. That when the time comes, they will come to you. And we've seen this in our family just over the past couple of years. A year ago, Christine's dad went keto, showed no interest up until then of going keto, and suddenly said, I want to learn about this keto thing. And now he's doing it. Now he's down 60, 70 pounds and feeling good at 75 years old. He's going to live longer because of keto. And it wasn't because we nagged him about it. It was because when he was ready, the time came, he did it. Hello, Melissa. Grandma does keto 100th epic episodes. Thank you for that. A-Rod2773, I subscribed to Jimmy Rant's podcast. Went through all of them already. Great stuff, man. Thank you, A-Rod. And if you want to subscribe to the Jimmy Rant's podcast, go over to Apple Podcasts. We have a link actually at jimmyrants.com. But if you'll leave us a review on there, I don't have any reviews yet. So if you'll pop us a review on there, that actually helps brand new shows get attention. Kaizen Chick, 100% and still stuff to rant, or 100 episodes and still stuff to rant about. Keep it up. Oh, I got a lot in this noggin of mine. I ain't going anywhere. Got a lot to say. My husband and I and a cousin are all keto. Others have asked, but then they make excuses. So like you said, they have to be ready. Yeah, Keto 905, sadly, that is true. And I've seen this with my mom. She went keto and did very well with it, was feeling good and getting all the benefits. And then suddenly she stops doing it. I want to eat what I want during the holidays. And I'm like, oh, they'll learn someday. Tell them about the benefits, improve sleep, improve mental clarity. Yeah, people like to hear about how it's going to help them lose weight. But to me, the best thing to tell people about are all the quality of life improvements that happen from keto. I share videos on Facebook. Several people have asked me about my weight loss, and I'm able to share that way as well. Good job, WDeal70. Hello, my cousin Robert's here. What's up, Robert? Still doing good here. Yeah, Robert just started keto about a month and a half-ish ago. Had triglyceride levels over 800. And so he's gone keto. I've been helping him out on his journey. He's doing great. Grandma does keto. Our son-in-law went from scoffing to believing because they see our progress. Absolutely. How is Christine doing off subject? She's doing fine. She's recovering from her shoulder surgery. I gently share. If they ask, I give general info. I gauge their reaction. If they're receptive, I slowly open the floodgates of info and what worked for me. AD5150 Diver. Yeah. I love that. That's a really, really great approach. And I think it's the best approach, that you give general info, and then if you're asked specifically pointed questions, then they're opening the door for you to share as well. I'm starting to get some sun coming through there. Sorry about that, guys. I wish a few in my family would open their minds to the keto way of eating. The health benefit would be worth it even if they didn't lose a single pound, Keto 905 said. So yes, these are all really good points, you guys. And again, if you're just joining us on this Jimmy Rants, how do you share about keto? Because a lot of people are intimidated by that. They have a great success story themselves and they want to share with other people, but they're not really sure how to do it. And what we've come to the conclusion of here today on this Jimmy Rants is that you don't want to be shove it down their throat evangelical. You want to basically live by example and let them make the changes from there. L. Andrew says, yes, don't make it too complicated at first. Build on it. You could just say, you know what? Sugar's killing people. It really is. It's just, if people would just eliminate sugar out of their diet, we'd be doing a whole lot better off. So then you get people to stop drinking soda. You get people to stop eating snack cakes and all kind of junk. And then once they do that and see benefits from just doing that, then they'll add in other things as you continue to educate. Pictures of medical tests speak volumes. Yes, AD5150 Diver, I actually recommended that to the friend earlier with her mom that's wanting to go keto possibly in the new year. She's taking statin medication. I said, get a whole bunch of tests run. Just run a whole bunch of blood tests and then let them go keto for 6 months and then run those same blood tests again, and they'll be astounded by how things get better. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. And as I promised at the very beginning, this is episode 100 of Jimmy Rants. So I can't let 100 come and go without something big, right? So if you're watching this live on Instagram, if you're watching on the replay, or if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to have something really big happen to you right now. Hopefully, if you're watching on one of the replays, either on Instagram or on YouTube, you are catching this on December the 17th before midnight Eastern time. Because at December 17th, midnight Eastern, this deal is gone, okay? But for all of you that are watching live, it's your lucky day, because I am putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to give you resources that you can use to share about keto with people in your life that you love. So everybody watching today is going to get a copy of The Keto Cure. So this is my book that came out a little bit earlier this year. My co-author, Dr. Adam Nally, and then recipes by Maria Emmerich. So every single person watching this right now is going to get a copy of The Keto Cure if you're watching this live. If you're watching on the replay, either on Instagram or on YouTube, you'll get that as well, but you got to get in before midnight on December the 17th. So that's the deal. See, it does pay to be a fan of Jimmy Rants, right? But guys, I'm not done. You're not just going to get one copy. You're not just going to get 2 copies. You're not just going to get 3 copies. You're not just going to get 4 copies, 5 copies. You're getting 6 copies of The Keto Cure. And I ain't joking. I am going to give everybody who wants to take advantage of this 6 copies of The Keto Cure. Because here's my thinking on this. You are excited about keto. You want to learn more about keto. So I want to give you one. But surely there are people in your life, cousins, uncles, sisters, brothers, mothers of brothers, of sisters of uncles, co-workers, doctors, dietitians, you name it, that need to hear this message. And I am so passionate about this that I'm literally putting my money where my mouth is. I want to give you this as a tool. And if 6 copies helps you do that and helps you spread the message and helps get a foot in the door so that when people hear about keto and then you give them a resource that they can use, if this is going to change someone's life, I want you to be a part of that. And if the small little thing that I can do is mail you 6 copies in the mail and then you run with it, then that's going to be a beautiful thing. So I will put the caveat on this. For all my international followers, thank you so much for being a fan of Jimmy Rants. Sadly, this does not apply to you in book form, in the paper book form. But what I will do for you is if you write to me an email I will actually send you the ebook so that you can enjoy the book in ebook form, okay? So that will be the deal for the international fans. But for all of my U.S. fans, you're going to get a copy of the Keto Cure plus 5 more to give away to your friends, family, coworkers, whoever in your life needs to hear about keto. And they're keto curious, but they really don't know anything about it. In this book, we went into great detail about all the disease states that it helps with and why it helps with it, and beautiful recipes. Maria did a great job with about 50 recipes in there. And then any places where it got a little bit complicated, I chimed in and translated the science. I think you're really going to find it to be a really good resource. So that's the big surprise, you guys. I wanted to do something big. As of the recording of this, we're right before Christmas of 2018. And so I wanted to do something big. And I don't know if you'll get it before Christmas, but hopefully you will. But December 17th, midnight is the deadline. And here's how you do it. So you have to do this, you guys. Listen up. You have to write me an email. So my email address is livinlowcarbman@charter.net. So that's LIVINLOWCARBMAN@charter.net. livinlowcarbman@charter.net. And if you send me an email, what I need from you is your name and your mailing address. And again, U.S. mailing address only. It can be a P.O. box if you need it to be, because I'm sending it via USPS priority mail. So yeah, and if you do that, then I will pack these in a box for you and get them off in the mail. I'm going to try to do that here in the next couple of days, get those off in the mail, and you should get them in time for Christmas. So maybe you'll have a Christmas gathering and you can say, you know what, I know this guy online. He's an author of books about keto. He wanted me to share with you a special gift, and it's all about the ketogenic diet, because maybe you're already talking to them about keto, and then you just give it to them. And I'll even do one better. I will autograph all 6 books that I send to you, so to have that extra value in there as well. So that's the big news, you guys. Thank you for being here on this special edition 100th episode of Jimmy Rants. And as always, go to jimmyrants.com. And once you're there, you can learn how we do this. So, no, I'm not the keto Santa Claus, but ho, ho, ho. What could I say instead of ho, ho, ho? Bacon, bacon, bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. So, jimmyrants.com. So we start off on Instagram. So go follow me there at livinlowcarbman. And then you can engage live. And then you can watch the replay for up to 24 hours. And again, if you're watching on the replay, you've got until midnight tonight, which is December the 17th. Midnight Eastern time. So you got to get it in. If it ain't in before midnight, you can't qualify. So sorry about that, but it gives you all the benefits of following me live from now on. Then on the replay, you can watch it on YouTube. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's only good through December 17th at midnight. My apologies if you're watching this after that, but that is the deal. And then finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which if you feel inclined, and my generosity today is inclining you to want to go help me out on there, go write a review on the Jimmy Rants podcast. That would be really awesome. Again, all this, you guys, is at jimmyrants.com. All right, guys, until next time, we'll see you then.